To the Information Broker, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to vet for a bad woman, and these are two things that you should kind of look out for. So the number one thing that you should avoid when you cold approach or date, you have to look for, so this is one red flag, is whether she's a feminist or not. And you can tell by asking her questions like, you know, what do you think of feminism, or I know, or you can be kind of sly about it and say, I know a friend that's very extreme on the, you know, leftist, you know, wing, and she's a hardcore feminist, and a lot of people avoid her, and she's probably single for life. So, and you can express her kind of hatred, or not hatred, maybe like disapproval in that manner, and indirectly, if she agrees with, like, you can test whether she agrees with you or not, and you can say, well, she's kind of a Karen at the same time, and so based on, you know, using a third-party example, you can kind of test whether, you know, whether she's a strong, you know, whether she agrees with, you know, hardcore feminism, or if she's against it, you know. And I mean, so you have to kind of vet for that, and that's very important. The second thing you should vet for is you should vet for, and this is kind of, and most people like this are kind of feminists as well, not all, but a lot of them are. You have to vet. So the second red flag you have to look out for is whether she's vegan or not, or vegetarian. It doesn't matter. I mean, something that's a little bit iffy is like pescatarian. I mean, that's like, maybe, I mean, that's a little bit less bad, but I still don't like it. You know, if they're like strongly like vegetarian, vegan, or pescatarian, that's kind of another red flag, saying, yeah, she's kind of more left-winged, a little bit more feminist, brainwashed. I mean, these are kind of, and you can also tell in their voice that they're quite disagreeable. Like, if she's a feminist and she's a vegan, and she's like really stubborn about her views, and be like, you know, I don't accept anyone else that, you know, that eats like meat. An easy way to pass, and that's also kind of a shit test, an easy way to pass her shit test is saying, well, I love meat and I can't live without it, and I feel bad for anyone that can't eat meat. Or you can say, if you don't eat meat, you're fucking crazy. And you kind of give like a polar opposite view of what she says, and you're not afraid, you're not apologetic, and you're like, I disagree. And this kind of allows you to hold frame as well. But when you're able to kind of say, fuck that shit, and I don't agree with it, I don't agree with you, and this is what I think, and you can say it without giving, like, you know, kowtowing to her, like, her feminine beauty or feminine like charms, or her physical attractiveness, you're automatically placed in a higher value in her mind, and she respects you for that. Now, back to the feminist ideology. There was one girl that actually said, yes, go feminism, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no. And she's like, yes. But the thing was, like, she was actually, even though she said, I support feminism, or feminist movement, and the left wing, and whatnot, she was actually very feminine. So these girls, I think you can kind of, you can tell, like, based on like her attribute and her voice itself, like, even if she supports that ideology, if she herself acts feminine and very pleasant to be around, you can turn her view around, and as long as you're dominant and the masculine figure, you can still form a relationship with her, you know, and you can bang her because she's willing to be submissive, you know, and so these are kind of like the half brainwashed people that you can turn back. So especially if they're younger than 25, I think they can be turned back. But after the age of 25 to 26, 27, it's, I mean, if they're like a hardcore feminist, you cannot change them. So don't waste your time. Yeah. So that's it for today. If you can press the like and subscribe button, that would help, you know, support the channel a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next one.